Guys, Milan Tech Sales here. Welcome to another student success story. If you haven't seen me before, I am the co-founder of Break Into Tech, where we help people with no experience break into the tech sales industry and make 55 to 65,000 pounds a year. And today, I'm interviewing David, who recently landed a tech sales job with zero prior experience in the tech sales industry. And so, David, do you want to just start off with a quick introduction about your background, what you were doing prior to joining the Break Into Tech community?
Yeah, sure. My professional background is retail and customer service. So up until last year, October, I've been working at Argos for the past 9 years. So starting myself as a customer service assistant all the way up to a trading support manager. But due to structural changes, my role actually got made redundant. In terms of education, I actually studied marketing back in uni. And when I graduated, I done an internship. And then after I'd done the internship, my initial intention was to maybe going down maybe the advertising business kind of route. But then all the stuff I was applying for, they said I had no experience. So I just applied for Argos one day, and that's how I transitioned into retail. But then obviously it came to a point where I knew I had to make a change.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that introduction. What tech sales job offer did you land? Tell us a little bit more about the offer. What is the salary?
Yep, I got offered is a business development representative role at a fintech company called FlatPay. So FlatPay is actually one of the fastest growing fintechs in Europe. And they actually recently achieved unicorn status, which means that they got a valuation of over $1 billion. So that fact in itself really reinforced that this is a perfect place for me to establish a sales career. And in terms of salary, so the total package is £45,000 OTE. Pretty interesting because it is uncapped commission.
Yeah.
And when I went to the assessment center, they did tell me that there was a person who had no experience who started at a similar time last year, and she actually earned £93,000 in her first year. So it just shows that
Awesome.
as long as I put in the work, there is money to be made in this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And in terms of progression, so starting off as a BDR role, depending on how well you do and how well you perform, you could then progress into a senior BDR.
Yeah.
So the total package, that there will be a base salary around 45 to 55K, and then OTE of around 75 to 80. And then the next step from there would be account executive role.
Yeah.
So starting salary would be 80 to 100K base,
Yeah.
with an OTE package of 160K, I believe. And I was actually speaking to Ahmed, who's a former student on the Break Into Tech program, and he started at FlatPay in September last year, and he's been doing so well that he's actually being progressed into a senior BDR right now. So it's only a matter of time until he becomes an account executive as well. So it just shows as long as you put in the work, then you're going to reap the benefits of your hard work.
I love that, man. And this is literally the only reason that I got into tech sales myself. And this is the only reason that I created the Break Into Tech community, because I realized you can actually make life-changing money. Like you can get to six figures in like 1 to 2 years in this industry, right? Which is pretty life-changing for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And the fact that, you mentioned someone else who joined the same company who's already making 93,000 in their first year. And then Ahmed, who obviously was a student in the Break Into Tech community, already getting to that senior BDR role, pretty life-changing. I know that you said when you graduated university, you didn't end up getting the job or the career that you wanted. How did that make you feel? Like, how did that impact your life before, you were forced to make this transition into tech sales?
Yeah, so working in retail, there's only so much you can go up to. So obviously, I worked my way up to from a customer service assistant all the way up to a trading support manager. Now, the salary I was earning as a trading support manager is, in my opinion, below average. I was probably earning maybe 24K a year.
Wow.
And it got to a point where I felt like I wasn't really progressing where I wanted to be, both professionally and personally, because I describe myself as a very ambitious person. And what I want to do in my life, obviously, you need money to facilitate that. And what I was doing in retail, it just wasn't giving me that fulfillment and essentially the income I needed to live out my dreams.
Yeah.
So I was going into work very unfulfilled, not really wanting to do, it got to a point where it was just awful, in all honesty. So then it came to a point where I just done a quick random search on Google about high paying jobs in London. And then I did see the phrase tech sales. It sounds pretty rudimentary, but that's what I've done. Yeah. So I just searched up tech sales on Google, and then that was my first impression of coming across tech sales. I had no real understanding because I thought you had to be like, some sort of super technical coding genius to work into tech sales. When I was looking at the different jobs and requirements, listed that from my research, I didn't really have much understanding, so I just kind of left it at that point. And then a couple of days or a few days later, I was just scrolling through Instagram as you do. And then one of, I think Lara's TikToks, I think the algorithm played in my favor. It just appeared on my page. And then I clicked on it and I started watching it. And then I came across your own page.
Yeah.
And then that redirected me to the Break Into Tech official website. And then I was just going through all the hundreds and hundreds of testimonials about people who had no, prior sales experience, securing high paying tech roles. And I thought to myself, you know what, David, this is this is a sign. You got to make sure you do this. And yeah, that's how I joined Break Into Tech. It just, all started from there, really.
That's incredible. Imagine if you never made that Google search.
Honestly, it's been amazing. Honestly,
life is just so crazy. One search can change your career and change your life. It's unbelievable. Let me ask you this. You worked in retail for a while. You mentioned you were making around £24,000 a year in August, and hopefully in your first year you're going to double that in tech sales. What was the core thing that made you want to work in tech sales?
So the core thing that made me want to work in tech sales is firstly and foremost the earning potential.
Yeah.
So I like how in tech sales, your earning potential is directly correlated to the amount of work that you put in.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I'm looking to establish financial freedom, not only for myself, but for my mom and my sister, who are my biggest driver, because they're literally my everything.
Yeah.
As cringy as that sounds, but they're my everything. And I want to make sure I can provide for them and take care of them. So yeah, the income is the key reason that I wanted to transition into tech sales. Secondly, I wanted a more fulfilling and rewarding career. I feel like in retail, people kind of like take you for granted. Like you can put in as much work as you need to, but you don't feel like you really get appreciated. Like you can reach all, your KPIs and everything. All you'll get is like a little, I don't know, Tesco card to get a discount off of, food or something, What's that going to do for me, So yeah, having the chance to have a really fulfilling and rewarding career is another reason why that I wanted to transition into tech sales. And I'd also say with my retail experience and also my sporting background, I've got a lot of transferable skills. So obviously communicating, handling rejection, and having that grit and resilience. And I feel like applying those traits into a career where I know I can flourish is going to allow myself to be the best version of myself, if that makes sense. So that's another reason why I wanted to transition into tech sales.
That's awesome, man. All very clear. Before you joined the Break Into Tech program, so you were working in retail, you hated your job for very good reasons. I can totally appreciate that, right? So if I worked in the same job, I would also be pissed off, You found out about tech sales through the Google search, and then you bumped into the Break Into Tech website. Were you skeptical at first when you saw all of those, income claims and how much you can make and da-da-da-da-da? What was your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest, there was a bit of skepticism because you do read stories about people, signing up for these kind of things and then they end up getting scammed or whatnot. But I actually reached out to a few people on LinkedIn prior to actually signing up for the program officially, and they all authorized and talked about its authenticity, saying that it really helped them. And then obviously they wouldn't be where they were at that point had it not been for yourself and Break Into Tech. So once I got that verification, and after speaking with yourself as well, that just obviously reinforced, that decision for me to invest into the program, and really changed my life and career path.
I love that, man. So you were skeptical at first, and then obviously you verified that this is real by talking to other people in the program, which makes sense. It's pretty logical to do that. What was it that made you actually want to join Break Into Tech? Why not just do it yourself? Why not go on TikTok and YouTube and Google and ChatGPT and just type in how to break into tech sales? Why did you need to join Break Into Tech to help you make this transition?
I think the reason why I decided to join Break Into Tech rather than, just doing it by myself is with Break Into Tech, you've got a real sense of direction and mentorship from yourself. Because I had no experience, working in sales or tech sales, I didn't really have an idea as to how to go about it. Like for example, the only job sites I knew prior to Break Into Tech was Indeed and CV Library. But after joining Break Into Tech, just literally opened up a multitude of different websites I could, apply on. Also, in terms of my CV and LinkedIn optimization, that really helped me become more visible online. So prior to the program, I was literally invisible on LinkedIn. And with the career path that I have in mind for myself, being invisible is going to put you at such a big disadvantage because, people are not going to find you or you're going to look less credible. So as soon as I managed to get my CV and LinkedIn optimized, I literally had recruiters and people sending me connection requests, asking me if I'm interested in this and that. And it literally, it just changed everything. Also the community as well. So, for example, if I was doing it by myself, if I had like a issue, if I had a query, there's no one I could really ask. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, I could maybe put on a ChatGPT prompt, but you're not going to get that real human aspect
Yeah.
compared to when you actually talk to someone, especially like someone like yourself, who obviously you've got a lot of experience helping loads of people break into tech, or even people within the program itself who've managed
Yeah.
to secure tech roles. So I say the community, the mentorship, the accountability, and it's literally invaluable. And
Yeah.
I'd recommend anyone to make the leap for it.
Yeah,
If you have any doubts, just make the leap for it and go for it.
I love that, man. And I think one thing I would like to add on to that is that, people think you can ask ChatGPT anything and it'll give you the answer or it will help you do anything. That's not the case at all. Like, if that was the case, all of these companies wouldn't hire normal employees like you and me. And do you know what I mean? Like, ChatGPT
Exactly.
gives you the most generic BS answers whenever you ask it a question. Like, the way that I changed my life, so I came from immigrant from Afghanistan. I didn't have a degree. I didn't know how to speak English. I had to work my ass off for like 10, 15 years. And the 2 to 3 biggest things that helped me change my life into landing a multiple six-figure job, into building a multiple six-figure business is 2 things. One, mentorships, and 2, communities. And that's where I got the idea from, making Break Into Tech. One, highly focused on coaching people, but also 2, making a community, because in life, whenever you try and do something new, whether that's to go to the gym or learn MMA or learn how to play the piano or whatever, you need one, someone to tell you how to do it, but also 2, you need support and feedback and a sense of community and belonging. Why should everyone watching this video today in 2026 consider a career working in tech sales?
So for anyone who's watching this video, you should definitely invest in a career in tech sales, because one, the financial opportunities are literally limitless. Like, you will literally be rewarded for the effort that you put in. It's not a case where you're going to feel undervalued or underappreciated for the work that you do. As long as you put in the work and you put in the reps, you will get the financial rewards. Secondly, I'd also say that it's very beneficial in terms of yourself wanting to progress in your career. Like, if you feel like you've got an unfulfilling career or you're really stagnant in where you are in life, breaking into tech sales is something that's going to allow you to go beyond that. So I'm someone who, like I said, is very ambitious. Had I not invested into this program, I'd still be stuck in retail, just doing the same old monotonous, things every single day, not challenging myself and not pushing myself to be the best version of myself as I can be. Breaking into tech is something that's definitely allowed me to do that. And thirdly, I'd also say, for example, if I personally also want to have like a little side hustle, maybe have like a little property business, invest in properties and stuff like that. So in order for me to do that, obviously I need income, but I want to make like a brand name for myself on LinkedIn and social media as well. So I feel like establishing myself in tech sales, making a name for myself, because sales is a valuable skill. I know we've got AI and all these technologies coming through, but sales is a skill that is never going to die out. It's always going to be needed. So I feel like if you master the craft of selling, then the opportunities are limitless. So those are the main reasons why I would encourage anyone to go into tech sales.
If you're good at sales, you can get anything in life. Literally anything, literally anything and everything you wish, it will come true if you know how to sell. What would you say to someone who's scared to invest in themselves to join the Break Into Tech community right now? How would you advise them? How would you mentor them? What would you tell them to get rid of their anxiety and help them make the right decision to join the Break Into Tech community and get into tech sales?
To that, I would say, you know what, you've only got one life, and if you want to live your life to the best it can be, you need to invest in yourself. Because I believe if you don't, or you're not willing to invest in yourself, then maybe you don't fully believe you can fulfill your destiny. So in terms of the program, I feel like the program's a really small investment for the return that you're going to get out of it. So just think of it like that: a small percentage for a big reward is going to yield a big return. So don't think too much about, I got to invest. It's literally the best decision you can make, because, like I said before, the financial rewards from this career is genuinely mind-blowing. Like, genuinely mind-blowing. As long as you're willing to put in the reps, you will get the benefits. So to everyone watching this, I encourage you to, join Break Into Tech. It's literally the best tech accelerator program on the market, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger. We've got people joining all the time, and I promise you, you will never regret.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Where can people find you? Where can people connect with you? What's your...
On Instagram, my handle is DavidKB93, so you can just search that up. And on LinkedIn, my name is David Kwaku Barikaram. So if you just search that up, then you should find me pretty quickly.
Awesome, man. Well, look, best of luck with your job. Feel free to stay in the community. You still have lifetime access to the Q&A goals. So I wish you the best of luck, brother. I hope all of your dreams come true. I hope you make as much money as possible. And I really hope that getting into tech sales does genuinely change your life. Any final words that you want to say? Any final words of wisdom or anything else that you want to end this call with?
To everyone watching, listen, it's 2026, brand new year. It's never too late to make a change. If you want to make a change in your life, I always say, actions speak louder than words. It's all well and good saying you want to make a change, but unless you actually take the actions to do that, nothing's going to change. So, don't be afraid to invest and, potentially change your life.
I 1000% agree. I 1000% agree. I mean, one last thing from my side, 99% of people that join the Break into Tech program, they're normal people. They're not millionaires. They're not making six figures prior to joining Break into Tech. They're normal people. They have normal jobs. Most of them are pretty young. They're like 20 to 25 years old, and they still use whatever money they had to pay to join the community. And if they can do it, if you're watching this today, you can definitely do it, right? So like everyone's a normal, like we're all normal people here. Like David's a normal guy. I'm normal. We didn't have any millions of pounds or special connections. We just learned a skill. We optimize our CV and LinkedIn. We learned how to answer interview questions, and we didn't give up. So if we can do it, you can do it too. Thank you so much, David. Thanks for taking the time, and take care, man. All the best. Thank you.